Hey, everybody. Um, Hope you guys are doing well. And I just realized that we are getting ready to start Unit 5. So before we do that, I want you guys to know that the focus of this unit is around town. Okay, our focus is going to be around town and also places in town. All right. Before we talk about that, though, I wanted to make sure you guys know what a town is. Okay. A town is, make sure you see that word town. Repeat after me. Town. A town is smaller than a city. Okay. A town is smaller than a city. It is a place inside a city. And, it's usually more like your neighborhood. All right. Your more local, your local neighborhood. And so that's what a town is. So, what are some places? I want you to think for a moment about what are some places in town? What are some places that you can think of that are in town? In your local town, you know, um, maybe you have a movie theater, or maybe you have a post office, right? These are some places that are in town. A pharmacy, right? These are places that are in town. Where do you go shopping? Where do you go shopping? Okay, think about that. Some people go shopping at a grocery store, or a farmer's market, right? Those are places you can go shopping, at least for food. Now, if you want to go shopping for shoes or clothes, you go to a different place, a shoe store or clothing store, right? Where do you mail a letter? Where do you mail a letter? You can go to different places to mail a letter. You can go to the post office, or you can go to the UPS store, right? Or the FedEx store. But usually for a letter, a regular letter, you would go to the post office. Where do children play in your town? Where do children play in your town, in your neighborhood, in your area? Where do children play? There's a park, playground. Those are words that we can use for places that children play, right? They have outdoor parks. They have indoor parks, like a trampoline park, right? Let's see. What about where do you eat? Where do you eat? These days, many people are eating at home. They're not going anywhere to eat. They're eating at home. Um, but you can also, a lot of times, people go to a cafe to eat, or they go to a restaurant to eat, right? What about if you are sick? Where do you go if you are sick? Where do you go if you are sick? You can go to the clinic, the hospital. These are places that you can go if you're sick. Where do you go? This one is interesting. Where do you go to learn English? We used to go to KCPC or Benefield. Now we just come to our computers and we watch Miss Joann on the YouTube. That's where we go to learn English. We go to our living rooms or our kitchen. But of course, for our purposes, we go to CPACs, and CPACs operates in different locations. And right now, CPACs is operating at your home on your computer, right? That's where you go to learn English. So now I want you to open up your student books to page 58. Please open up your student books to page 58. And when you open to page 58, this is what you'll see. Okay? So we're on page 58, and let's take a look. This is what you'll see right here. All right, and let me see if I can change this view to full screen. There we go, it's a little bit better. Okay, so this is what we see on page 58. And let's take a look at this picture, right? Take a look at this picture. What is it that you see? We look right here before we listen. What is it that you see when you look at this picture? All right, we see different places around town, right? Here we have a grocery store right here. You see the food, the fruits on the outside. Someone is walking in with a grocery cart. So we have someone going into a grocery store. Then we also have over here a library, right? A library. Right here we see people sitting outside eating, and this is a restaurant. We see that they are at a restaurant. If we take a look right over here, we see an ambulance with a sign that says emergency. So this is a clue. This tells us that we are seeing a hospital. What else? A house. Where is there a house? Let's see, right here. Here's our house. Sandra looks like she is giving directions to this man right here in the car. Now he's in a car on the street, right? This is a street. And Sandra, this is her house right over here. And she's giving directions to somewhere or telling someone where to go, right? So now I want you to just repeat after me. A grocery store. A grocery store. A library. And let me go ahead and make these a little bit larger. Okay. All right, so let's come back down here. We have a grocery store, a library, a restaurant, a hospital, a house, a street. So what's a grocery store? A grocery store is the place you buy food, you buy groceries. You know, when you want to make breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you want to cook at home, you go someplace to buy your food, and that place is the grocery store. A library is a place to get and read books. A library is a place to get and read books. A restaurant is a place to eat a meal. A restaurant is a place to eat a meal. A hospital is a place to go when you are sick and you want to get better. Go to the hospital. A hospital is a place to go when you are sick and you want to get better. A house, that's the place you live, right? A house is the place you live. And then there's the street, as we saw in the picture. Um, a street is a place where cars travel. So we see here the different places in this um, in this town. Something we didn't talk about that we also see on the list is, and just about every town will have one. We've got a school right here, right? We have a school, and we also have a community center. A lot of towns will have a community center. A community center, and you can repeat after me, community center. Very good. A community center is a place where people in the community, in the town, will go for different activities. Sometimes at community centers, you have dance classes, you have English classes, you have taekwondo classes. A community center is a place where they offer a lot of services. Sometimes you can go to a community center to vote. You can also go to a community center to do banking. Sometimes they might have a bank inside, or different things like that. It depends on how large or how big the community center is. But as you can see here, they've got a community center. Now, let's take a look at some of the things going on this street. What are some things that are happening on this street? For instance, let's look at the restaurant. Is the restaurant busy? Is the restaurant busy? Yes. We see, we've got our waiter out here. He's got a table of people here and a table of people here. So it looks like the restaurant is doing well. People are coming to eat, and either they're full inside, and because they're full inside, people are eating outside, or it's just a nice day and people want to eat outside, right? So the restaurant looks like it's busy. What about, let's look at the school. We see these buses. Are the buses on the street? Are the buses on the street? Yes, right? Looks like the buses are on the street. And we've got our library right here. Is the library open or closed? Is the library open or closed? And please feel free to answer these questions in the comment section. Is the library open or closed? Well, it looks right here as if the library is open. We've got people out here getting books. We've got someone coming out of the library. Looks like someone is getting ready to walk into the library. So yes, the library is open. And then let's take a look at these kids, these school children. Are these school children, what are they doing? Let's see, are they playing ball? See, it looks like right here, looks like they're playing ball. We've got, hopefully they don't play ball too much and get it on the street. Actually, it looks like they're in a fenced schoolyard. So I see a fence right here. They're in the schoolyard. And yes, they are playing ball, right? What about the community center? Is it open or closed? Well, we see someone getting ready to walk in to the community center. So to me, it looks like it's open, but he doesn't open the door, right? He doesn't open the door. So we don't know if he's able to open the door or not. So maybe it's open, maybe it's closed. I'm gonna say I think it's open because I see cars here. And I'm gonna say yes, I think the community center is open. Also looks like the grocery store is open. Now, Sandra, Sandra, is she standing on the street? Is she standing on the street? No, it looks like she is standing on what's this called right here? The sidewalk. She's standing on the sidewalk. All right, so what I want you guys to do is I'm going to name a place on here, and I want you to point to the picture that shows the place in your book. So, grocery store. Where is the grocery store? Right here. Very good. If you don't have a book, then just feel free to point on my screen. Okay. Where is the library? Right here, across from the grocery store. Right? Across from the grocery store. Where is the community center? I just showed you. I still do that, apparently. I still sometimes give you the answers accidentally. But here's the community center. Okay, very good. All right. So let's think about some places in your town. Where are some places that you like to go to? Do you like to go to the community center in your town? Do you like to go to the library in your town? You like to go to the grocery store? Write in the comment section, what is your favorite grocery store to go to? Whether it's a regular grocery store or farmer's market, I want you to tell me some of your favorite places to go in your town. One place that I don't see on here that people often like to go to is the bank. Because sometimes, in order to get groceries, you might have to go to the bank. Some grocery stores have a bank inside of them, right? This one looks a little small, so I don't know that there's a bank in here, but many times a grocery store will have a bank inside of it. People like to go to the bank before they go to the restaurant, right? Let's see. This restaurant right here, this is a very full town, and you can see that, based on what we're seeing here, you can see that this is a very lively and active street. And by lively and active, that means that there are a lot of places that you can go to on this street. And how we say it, right? How we explain a street. I know I told you the definition of a street is, where did I have that? I said a street is a place where cars travel and that has buildings or homes on either side. And so when we talk about buildings, here we see different buildings, the restaurant building, the library building, the grocery store building. We also have a home, Sandra's home. We have a community center building, we have a school building. The way we describe this, the word we use is we say, these buildings line the street. They line the street. So it's like they come in a straight line. They come along a line of the street. So when we have the definition, a place where cars travel and that has buildings or homes on either side, the way that we would normally say it is a place where cars travel and has building or homes lined on either side. So that's how we describe that. All right, so we're going to wrap up this section right now and get ready to move on to our next section. All right? See you soon.